Appreciate your attendance, and for those of you who are tuning in on TV, we appreciate your watching. For introductions, on my left is Commissioner Deb Shore and Commissioner Larry Hudkins, and on my right is Vice Chair and Commissioner Todd Wilchin and Commissioner Bill Avery. And I am Commissioner Roma Amundson, Chair of the Board. And assisting us this morning, we have Dave Durbin of the County Attorney's Office, Kelly Lundgren and Dan Nolte of the County Clerk's Office, and Carrie Egan of the County Administrative Office. And so will you now join with me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, and thank you so very much. And Mr. Clerk, will you begin the agenda, please?
A copy of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act is located on the wall at the rear of the hearing room. A district copy of all written material to be discussed at today's open meeting is available from the county clerk staff. The material can also be viewed on the county's website at lancaster.ne.gov. Agenda item 1 are minutes. Approval of minutes of the Board of Commissioners meeting held on Tuesday, March 15th, 2016.
I move approval.
Second.
It's moved and seconded that we approve the minutes of last week's meeting. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Avery?
Yes.
Hudkins?
Yes.
Shore?
Yes.
Welchin?
Yes.
Amundson?
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Number 2 are claims. Approval of all claims processed through March 22nd, 2016.
Move approval?
Second.
Moved and seconded that we approve all the claims processed through March 22nd. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Hudkins?
Yes.
Shore?
Yes.
Welchin?
Yes.
Avery?
Yes.
Amundson?
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Number 3 is a special presentation, introduction of Marcy Baker, nominee for appointment to the Lincoln City Library's Board of Trustees as the Lancaster County Representative. Pat Leach, Lincoln City Library's Director.
Okay, well, welcome. And good morning. Good morning.
Morning. My name is Herb Friedman. I'm president of the library board, and it's my privilege to introduce Marcy Baker, who is our nominee to serve on our committee. And I ask that the board vote in her favor.
Okay. Well, would you like to speak a little bit about yourself? And
Sure. I originally grew up in Grand Island and moved here to go to college. I attended Nebraska Wesleyan, and then I stayed ever since. So I've lived in Lancaster County since 1991. My family and I are very frequent users of the library. I know several of the staff personally from going there and visiting, and it would be an honor to serve for the county and the city and the library in this manner. So
Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
yes.
Well, I appreciate the support of library staff and administration, as well as the Board of Library Trustees in supporting this initiative. If for those of you who might not remember the original composition, you had to live within the city of Lincoln, and Lancaster County's been a longtime supporter of Lincoln City Libraries in many ways, Bookmobile and other initiatives, and thought it was important that we have someone with a rural perspective, and appreciate you allowing us to appoint an ex officio member to kind of have that voice. So thank you.
Commissioner Hudkins?
And same here. And Marcy, I was really glad to read your resume and see your ties, I believe, in the Waverly area that you live currently. And Carol and I are both graduates of Waverly, so a lot of ties in that area too. And in your resume, I was glad that you did speak out on literary freedom, and also the fact that you were open to consideration of purging for a possible new location. I share those sentiments as well. But I think the bigger picture is that we're just thankful to the library board for allowing us to have a county representative. We're very blessed in Lincoln and Lancaster County. Instead of having 2 library systems, we have one. We've worked together, and that's the reason we've contributed to building the new libraries, and very much, as Commissioner Shore said, support the Bookmobile. And personally, in my community out there, it's really made a difference with some kids that wouldn't have that opportunity otherwise. So thanks for being willing to serve, and thanks to the library board for allowing us to have a county board representative.
Thank you, Ms. Hudkins.
And Commissioner Avery?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair.
I was wondering if perhaps you, Pat, would like to answer this question. What is it that the board does? What are some of the activities?
The library board is an administrative board, which means that they do have responsibilities for oversight of library facilities, for library policy, and for our budget. So in terms of what kinds of things are on their agenda each month, it will be things like approving certain expenditures over a certain amount. It will be consideration of policy. And then the other piece of it is a good deal of thinking ahead. So what's on the horizon? What do we need to do to stay current? How do we stay relevant to our community? So those are the kinds of things that the library board addresses.
And Herb is going to raise the money for the new library.
That's correct. You know, the library board by ordinance is required to, essentially is the administrative body, legislative body of the library system. We are in charge of recommending the budget. We're in charge of facilities, which would include any new libraries, and we're also in charge of play a major role in the hiring of the director. So we're a very active board. There's 7
With
of us
more
now.
authority than most advisory boards.
Well, it's not an advisory board.
Administrative.
It's
an
Administrative, okay.
In other words, we earn our keep.
That's an important distinction, yeah.
And Commissioner Shore?
There was, and we are very blessed to have such a positive working relationship between the city and the county, and I know that that's not true in other places within Nebraska. There was a bill. Do you have any update on that? Were you following that?
We were following it. It's Library Bill 960, Legislative Bill 969, and it addressed the makeup of library boards. And the way the bill was written, it would have, to our understanding, mandated advisory boards instead of administrative boards. Our position was not to support that because the way that we have operated has been very workable and successful for us. Our understanding is that that bill will not be going forward in this session. My understanding, though, is that Senator Larson is likely to reintroduce it again. So we will continue to address that topic.
Okay, that's good for us to know. And these are 7-year terms? So you're signing up for quite a volunteer commitment, so thank you.
Let me explain how that works. There are 7 trustees, 7-year terms, and they're staggered, so that every year one goes off and one comes on.
Makes sense.
There is a caveat on that, though. If you are nominated to take a position of a trustee whose term is not expired, you can fill that term and then still qualify for a 7-year term. So it's quite possible that you can be on that board for a decade or better. That's a very stable board.
Commissioner Hudkins?
And please keep us informed about that potential legislation if Senator Larson does introduce it again next year. We have our own lobbyists, and we do take positions on bills that have an effect on us and our related agencies, so keep us informed.
We appreciate that, Larry. We're opposed to that bill.
Certainly.
And I think we're not quite sure where it came from. We have our ideas, but this is probably not the place, time to get involved in that.
Well, Senator Larson's from a rural area, and he probably doesn't have the type of interaction and deep support that you have here in Lincoln, Lancaster County.
Commissioner Wilchin?
I just have one question that has to do with this position. Just to clarify, it will be an ex officio member, and
Yes.
so while they'll be able to be an advisor, they wouldn't have any
Non-voting position.
non-voting. Right.
We
And
do.
That's because of our ordinance that requires that.
Our expectation is that Marcy will be present at all library board meetings and that she will also be assigned to committees, which is where a lot of our deep work is done and where one becomes most familiar with the work.
But she will be able to participate in the discussion.
Absolutely.
I think she'll hold her own.
Thank you.
Okay, is there any further discussion? Otherwise, please go through and read correlating item 5A, please.
This is under new business, appointment of Marcy Baker to the Lincoln City Library's Board of Trustees as the non-voting Lancaster County representative for a term commencing April 1st, 2016 and ending August 31st, 2023.
Move approval.
Second.
Moved and seconded that we approve the appointment of Marcy Baker to the Lincoln City Library Board of Trustees. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
Well, thank you so much for your willingness to serve, Commissioners.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
We'll go back to old business, number 4, right-of-way contract between Lancaster County and Melvin and Cheryl Lintner, Northwest 105th Street and McKelvey Road in the amount of $1,939.
Morning, Ken Schroeder, County Engineering. This is an item that was held over a couple weeks ago. It's a small piece of triangular shaped ground in the corner of Northwest 105th and West McKelvey. This is the way the map is right now, statutory road right-of-way easement, and we need to do a little bit of drainage work along the curve of that road, and we're just purchasing that 62/100ths of an acre so that we have that right-of-way and kind of finish out what is to the north of that. So this crosshatch is a statutory road right-of-way easement that we're buying at 10%, and this is the 100%. I think it's like 34/100ths of an acre. So, and we'll end up owning it and be able to do the work in there.
Commissioner Hudkins?
Well, I appreciate your attention to getting this straightened out. There was a sale of that farm after about 80 years, and apparently the new surveyor for the land company didn't quite recognize that a road's been going through it for 50, 60 years, and we appreciate the engineering department straightening it out. All accesses and the way it's set up now will be in operation.
Yeah, and you had mentioned about an access driveway, and there's the gate to the property to the west, and the driveway is right here. That's another view of it, so it comes across there. You can barely see it on the aerial, the view, but it's right there.
Yeah.
And that'll continue to.
And that culvert's in there. Good.
Yep.
With that, I would move approval.
Second?
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we approve this right-of-way contract. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Hudkins.
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. New business 5B is a request from Lancaster County Corrections to use $18,000 from the Inmate Benefit Fund for the Good News Jail and Prison Ministries of Fairfax, Virginia, to provide counseling and religious activities for Lancaster County inmates.
Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. Mike Ferber, County Corrections. As you know, since 1995, we've had the privilege of having Good News Jail and Prison Ministries provide chaplaincy programs and for the downtown facility and our L Park facility. When we moved in 2013, Good News moved with us as well. So today I'm bringing Sheldon Grable to speak to the board, and if you have any questions, what we're asking the board to do is to approve partial monies from our Inmate Benefit Fund. These are funds that go directly to inmate programs and services that are provided to inmates throughout the facility. And so this comes from different types of commissions we raise through commissary, phone revenues, and so we're able to support the program. So I'd like to have Sheldon address what they're doing inside the facility and talk a little bit about the volunteers that we use inside the jail. So Sheldon Crapel, our chaplain.
Just by way of mentioning some of the things that are going on, I believe the last time we were here last year, we mentioned that the move to the new facility placed a much expanded demand on our programming, and in fact, during our first full year there, I believe I mentioned last time we were here that the number of group Bible studies and religious service sessions increased by 40% to meet that increased need. That's something that happens because the people of this community volunteer and make their time available so that they can come in and increase that programming schedule. I can report this year that our second full year in the facility, things that have to do with one-on-one counseling and one-on-one mentoring, those types of sessions, they increased by 40%. So once again, the community responds, the volunteers respond. These are the sort of things that can happen only because the people of the Lincoln Church community and at large are willing to give of their time. This is a very volunteer-intensive ministry. During the course of a month, we have more than 50 volunteers that are active at some point during the course of a month. These are religious volunteers only, not volunteers having to do with AA or NA or literacy or many of the other programs going on. These are just volunteers giving themselves to meeting religious, spiritual inquiries and needs. So the type of support that this community and you as a county board provides is very significant for us, because not having to raise that funding on our own frees us up to be able to go find those volunteers, to program, to put those people in the facility doing one-on-one and group sessions and services to meet the spiritual inquiries coming from our inmates.
Okay. Well, thank you for that explanation. Any comments? Okay, well, we really appreciate what you're doing there in the jail. That, like you said, that is very much, it's work intensive.
It is.
You know, but it serves a very, very vital cause, and so we appreciate that.
We appreciate too. I know Sheldon, he has to wear many hats, and one of them is fundraise as well, and so they'll have community services at area churches to help get the news out and get the notice out that they need volunteers as well as funds. And he has a advisory council or president's council that he works with, again, from the community that help advise him, as well as, working with the Good News Corporation, I guess, and from Virginia. So, but we appreciate your passing of this, if possible.
Okay. Do we have a motion?
Not yet.
Okay.
So moved.
Second?
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we approve this request to use the $18,000 to support the Inmate Benefit Council, or Benefit Fund. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. C is an amusement license renewal application from Norris School District Number 160 to hold a car show on Saturday, May 27th, 2016 at 25211 South 68th Street, Firth, Nebraska.
Okay, I think that you, is that May 7th, or I think that's May 7th, isn't it? Right. And we don't have anybody representing that, representing the Norris School District today, but we had no complaints from the county clerk's office, so I think that we could probably go ahead with that.
I will move approval of the application.
Second.
It's moved and seconded that we approve the amusement license renewal. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 5D is acknowledgement of the continuing disclosure undertaking of the county regarding the County of Lancaster, Nebraska tax-supported lease rental revenue bond series 2016 in the principal amount of $14,780,000.
Is there someone to speak on that?
What is it? What is it?
Dave Durbin, Deputy County Attorney, County Attorney's Office. These two forms related to items D and E are forms we received from our bond counsel.
Okay.
They're required in order to close the bond issuance that is forthcoming.
Move approval.
Second.
Moved and seconded that we approve the acknowledgement of the continuing disclosure undertaking. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Avery,
Yes.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. E is closing certificate regarding the County of Lancaster, Nebraska tax-supported lease rental revenue bond series 2016 in a principal amount of $780,000.
Move approval.
Second.
Moved and seconded that we approve the closing certificate. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 5F is extension of Lancaster County's current rates for group insurance benefits for life and AD&D coverage with Hartford Life and Accident Insurance Company from August 1st, 2016 to August 1st, 2018.
Good morning, Commissioners. Bill Kostner with the Human Resources Department. We want to request your approval of an extension of our life insurance contract with the Hartford. It would go through 8/1/18 at no increase. We've had good service from the Hartford. They approve death claims quickly. As our life carrier, that's important to the families of employees and certainly helps us out if we don't have a lot of arguments with them and getting those cleared. So they've been a good service company. They're financially strong. They're A+ rated. And there's no increase in the rates, so we'd recommend, along with Aon, the county's benefit consultant, that should continue this agreement with them.
I would move approval.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we approve this extension of the group life insurance benefits. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Avery,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. G is an interlocal agreement with the Village of Firth for one sheriff's deputy for law enforcement services within the corporate limits of the Village of Firth. Term of the agreement is April 1st, 2016 to March 31st, 2017.
Good morning, Terry Widener, County Sheriff. This is a continuation of an agreement we've had with Firth for a number of years to provide law enforcement services, dedicated law enforcement services for the village. What they do is, in essence, request a deputy to, at certain times when they feel the need. We pay the deputy their normal wage, and then Firth reimburses us for their wage and a patrol car fee. So this is very similar to contracts we have with Bennett, Hallam, Denton, other communities as well.
Okay, thank you for that explanation. Move approval.
Second.
Moved and seconded that we approve this interlocal agreement with the Village of Firth. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. H is an interlocal agreement between Lancaster County, the City of Waverly, and Seward County to participate in a cooperative bidding for 2016 road resurfacing projects.
Pam Dingman, Lancaster County Engineer. So this is an interlocal agreement to extend and bid the mile extension of Denton Road, which will connect the pavement from the edge of Lancaster County into Seward County for Denton Road, while allowing Denton to have an individual contract for it. So they're the one in charge. And then with the City of Waverly, in cooperation, it's kind of like bundling, although it's been a little more complex than we thought it would be. This is to overlay Amberley Road inside Waverly. Same sort of deal. The contract for the overlay is Waverly's city contract for them to manage and deal with. And so I would like to thank Bob Wallow, the purchasing agent, and Mr. Durbin for helping out with the interlocal of this, because there was a lot of moving parts, but now we have this set up. I really think in the future this will help our smaller communities get pavement bids that are much more economical for them.
Larry Hudkins?
Will this also cover the first quarter of a mile or so that Waverly has of Bluff Road going east?
Okay, so that is a separate interlocal agreement because we will be managing that contract for Waverly because that was our design in Lancaster County.
Okay.
And so they are paying for their portion of the design and construction oversight through a separate interlocal agreement for that piece.
Thank you.
All right.
I would move approval.
Second.
Moved and seconded that we approve this interlocal agreement with Lancaster County, City of Waverly, and Seward County. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. I is a contract between Christy Merriman and Lancaster County to provide educational coordination of the Celebrating Families program in the Lancaster County Adult Drug Court. The contractor will be paid $30 per hour, not to exceed 20 hours per week, or $2,400 per month, using grant funds from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration.
Good morning, Kim Etherton, Director, Department of Community Corrections. I'm just here in the event you have additional questions from our, when I presented this to you last Thursday. Christy's gonna come on board to help us get this curriculum organized and implemented It is incredibly cumbersome, and she's ready to hit the ground running, so.
Okay. Any questions? Wait, Kim, you really did explain it very well at the meeting on Thursday. It's a fantastic program, and thank you for getting that involved in Lancaster County.
Good job, and I'd move approval.
Second?
It's moved and seconded that we approve this contract. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Avery,
Yes.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 5J is an agreement between LexisNexis, the City of Lincoln, and Lancaster County for computerized legal research. Total billing to the county, or to the city attorney, and public defender will be $2,500 per month for the first year, with 3% increases each year thereafter. Based on current usage, the county share will be approximately 76% of the total monthly billing. The term of the agreement is April 1st, 2016 through March 31st, 2021.
Dave Durbin, Deputy County Attorney's Office. This was spearheaded by the City Attorney's Office. They took the bids, and we all cooperatively engaged in order to get a better price for the city attorney, the county attorney, and the public defender, as well as corrections, which is correlating item K on the agenda. By bundling, we were able to save quite a bit of money overall, and we were switching providers from West to Lexis, which will save about $900 a month.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry.
Okay.
How do
Commissioner
you
Avery?
how do you determine usage of this?
For the percentage at 76%,
Yeah.
it's based on the users in our office. So I believe we have a total of about 72, and based on the numbers in the public defender and the county attorney, that would be about 76% of that total.
So is it reserved for attorneys only?
No, we can have up to 3 support staff per attorney on the contract without any additional fee.
It's a very good program.
This is how we do all of our legal research. So this is basically imperative that we have some kind of program like this, not necessarily this program, but a program like this.
Commissioner Shore?
No, that was my question about the 76%.
Oh, okay,
So,
okay.
yeah, without this, you're back to putting the inserts in the 3-ring binder. That's way long before your time, but.
Right, we'll be back to having to talk to Larry with the Public Building Commission, getting a whole new library for the county attorney.
Bookshelves.
Yeah.
Move approval?
Second.
Moved and seconded that we approve this agreement with LexisNexis. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. K is an agreement between LexisNexis and Lancaster County for computerized legal research for Lancaster County Corrections. Corrections will be billed $575 per month for the first year, with 3% increases each year thereafter. The term of the agreement is April 1st, 2016 through March 31st, 2021.
Move approval.
Second?
Second.
Moved and seconded that we approve this agreement with LexisNexis and Lancaster County for Lancaster County Corrections. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Welchin,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 5L is utility permit number 1388, allowing Lincoln Electric System to install underground plastic conduit in the area of South 56th Street to South 70th Street and Yankee Hill Road to Rokeby Road. There is no cost to the county.
Doesn't seem right.
Move
It's like-
approval.
I'll second it, but I want to have some discussion here.
Hi, Jim Stankowski, County Engineering. Yes, what you have here is a utility permit for a Lincoln Electrical System for installation of an underground conduit in an area roughly delineated as 56th Street on the west, Yankee Hill on the north, 70th Street on South 70th Street on the east, and Rokeby Road on the south. These are various locations for construction of an underground conduit in a scope from approximately April 1st till December 1st of this year. LES will be responsible for all the flagging and barricading and things of that nature. Yes, Larry?
Does your office periodically monitor and make sure they're putting these cables in the right spot?
We are,
Great.
the part of the mandates that LES contact our district supervisors prior to construction, yes.
Good. No, we've had some problems in the past where these things aren't always where they should be, and then when we go to replace a culvert or something, it's very costly for the county.
And I do have a question. Are the people, are the residents in that particular area, are they notified that this work is going to be ongoing, or?
I'm not aware of that, but I think that probably is the case, although I'm not sure.
Okay, yeah. All right.
And these would be temporary closures?
There will be traffic thoroughfares mandated throughout the construction period, yes.
Okay. All right.
Move approval.
I think we already have motion in a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, it's been moved in second. It has been moved in second that we approve this utility permit 1388. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Hudkins.
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. M is utility permit number 1390, allowing Lincoln Electric System to install underground plastic conduit in the area of South 70th Street to South 78th Street and Pine Lake Road to Yankee Hill Road. There's no cost to the county.
Okay, once again, this is utility permit from LES for construction of this underground conduit in an area delineated by approximately 70th Street on the east, Pine Lake Road on the north, and Yankee Hill Road on the south, and I think 78th Street on the east. And the yellow area is kind of a delineated area of the service, proposed service, I should say.
Move approval. Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the utility permit 1390. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Avery,
Yes.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. N is utility permit number 1391, allowing Lincoln Electric System to install underground plastic conduit in the village of Cheney. There's no cost to the county.
Same procedure, same format, same vendor.
I move approval.
Second.
Moved and seconded that we approve utility permit number 1391. Please call, in discussion, please call the roll.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you.
Thank you.
O is a contract with Spees Lewis Engineers to provide professional engineering services to the county for permanent repairs to County Bridge X30 to be completed on or before May 3rd, 2016. The county will pay a lump sum fee of $8,000 for preliminary survey, hydraulic design and research, and structural design and plan preparation, and will pay up to $2,100 for the permitting.
Move approval.
Second?
Moved and seconded that we approve this contract with Spees Lewis Engineers. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. P is change order supplemental agreement to county contract C-16-28 with Valley Corporation for a decrease of $1,066.20 to Bridge D88 bank scour repair. This is regarding bid number 15-242.
Decrease?
Move approval.
Yeah.
Second.
Moved and seconded that we approve this change order. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 5Q is amendment to county contract C-15-119 between K2 Construction and Lancaster County for county snow removal, truck-mounted snowplow services on an as-needed basis. The amendment extends the contract from March 10th, 2016 through March 9th, 2017. The cost of the county shall be $140 per hour per truck-mounted plow and shall not exceed $10,000.
Move approval.
Second.
Moved and seconded that we approve this amendment to the county contract. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. R is an amendment to a grant contract with Omni Behavioral Health to provide functional family therapy to youths in the truancy diversion program. The amendment changes the term of the purpose of the grant.
Okay, good morning, Sarah Hoyle, Human Services Director. And this is the same program that Judge Ryder was here to speak to you about a couple weeks ago. Basically what this contract amendment does is for families who go through the functional family therapy piece, it's the piece that's provided through Omni. When the assessment is completed, That assessment then might say that they don't need the functional family level of therapy, so this is the level of service just under that. It allows for them to provide family support in the home if that's what the family needs through that assessment. So that was a gap that we found when we were going through services.
Move approval.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we approve this amendment to the grant contract. Any further discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Hudkins.
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. S is amendment to county contract C-13-218 between Wesco Distribution, Inc., Lancaster County, and the City of Lincoln, using cooperative purchasing with the state of Nebraska for the annual requirements of electrical supplies. Pricing will be pursuant to the state of Nebraska contract. Cost of the county is not to exceed $6,500. The amendment extends the contract from March 5th, 2016 through March 4th, 2017.
Move approval.
Second.
Moved and seconded that we approve this amendment to the county contract C-13-0218. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Hudkins.
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. T is an amendment to county contract C-12-173 with 3M Company, Traffic Safety Systems for the annual requirements to supply and deliver reflective sheeting. The amendment renews the agreement for an additional one-year term from February 1st, 2016 to January 31st, 2017.
Move approval.
Second.
Moved and seconded that we approve this amendment to the county contract with 3M Company. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Avery,
Yes.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 5U is consulting services contract between Siegel Rogers Casey to provide annual investment administrative review of the Lancaster County 401A retirement plan and the 457 deferred compensation plan. The county will pay $28,500 for the services. Term of the contract is March 1st, 2016 through December 31st, 2016.
Move approval.
Second.
Moved and seconded that we approve this consulting services contract with Siegel Rogers Casey. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. V is a request from Jean Marie Keister for refund of real property tax.
Good morning, Scott Gaines, Deputy Assessor, Register of Deeds, recommending approval of this request. This is a basement finish error that our staff discovered. Best as we can recollect, we had the information in 2011. Due to a clerical error, did not get in our system correctly, so the basement finish has been showing on there for years, and the refund request is the maximum allowed to go back 3 years and correct that. And there will be an agenda item on the Board of Equalization to establish those values that would reflect the lack of basement finish. Yes, sir.
The technical question, how do you determine whether a basement is finished or not? You enter the house?
Yes, and I know upon the receipt of this request, we did send an appraiser out and went through the property with you, I believe, yes. How the initial error got there, Bill, it could have been an initial, who knows? I could speculate, but we did verify through an interior inspection that it does not have that finish that we had incorrectly been carrying.
Somebody identified it as having it at one point.
And how that occurred, I don't have any idea at this point.
Okay. And Commissioner Hudkins?
Well, I just would like to commend the assessor's office for sending Tim Johns out, a staff person, to verify it, and I made an appointment with the people to get it corrected, and that's what we all want to try to achieve. So,
absolutely.
Thank you.
I will move approval of the refund request.
Second.
Okay, it's moved and seconded that we approve this refund request. Any discussion?
I think we have the lead.
Oh, okay.
We don't do this very often, by the way.
Good morning. Thank you for your time. I'm Jean Keister. I'm owner of the property at 4709 Happy Hollow Lane. In 2008, I received one of the little hang tags that said county assessor was out. Could we go over the information with you? I was not home at the time, and I remember calling. And I remember at that time, so many bathrooms, yes. A finished basement, no. And the person that I was talking to on the phone assured me that he would correct that, and that was 2008. I guess it was error on my part for not double checking to make sure that it was done. So this has been going on since 2008. I did receive the hang tag again on February 5th and called the next day, and the woman went through the assessment and again said finished basement, and I said no. And so upon her suggestion, I called and talked to Rob Ogden and talked to Rob, and he said, we will look into it. And I said, may I have a county assessor appraiser come out and actually walk through my home? And he said, of course. So they did. And I waited and didn't hear from them again. So I called again and was told that Rob was out of town and would be back. Norm Aganaw then did call me on March 1st. And said I needed to write the letter to Andy Stebbing, which I did do, but I am told, I guess, I can only be refunded back 3 years. So I guess human error, I understand that. But for several years, I've paid taxes on property taxes on something that my house did not exist. So maybe there's a sidewalk out there or a bridge or a walkway or something that I help contribute to the county through extra taxes. But I appreciate being refunded.
Okay, well, we're sorry that this did happen.
Thank you.
Yes.
I think I appreciate you coming forward and being on the live broadcast this morning, and I guess it just underscores why people, if they don't think something's right, they should appeal their tax assessments. And it is hard to decipher, to actually know what components went in there, how many bathrooms and everything. And unless you get that detail and ask for it, you really don't know. And all I can do is apologize that since 2008, you tried to correct this problem and it didn't get done sooner. The law only allows us to go back 3 years.
Exactly, and I understand that, but there's nothing intimidating about coming here and pleading your case or saying, this is not right. Everybody, I guess, can't have an assessor come in and look through their home, but
Absolutely.
I understand that, but I do appreciate a refund check.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, Commissioner
I
Avery?
was wondering how much money you overpaid.
I have no clue, sir. I asked Rob that, and I asked Norm that, and they said they don't know. So maybe I don't want to know.
Yeah, you maybe don't.
Okay, well, thank you for coming forward.
Thank you.
Okay.
We have a motion.
And we need to have the roll call on this now.
Avery?
Yes.
Shore?
Yes.
Hudkins?
Yes.
Wilchin?
Yes.
Amundson?
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Next is number 6, consent items. Right-of-way contracts between Lancaster County and the following: Michael and Jenny Minchow, North 162nd Street and Raymond Road, in the amount of $3,535. Charles and Marilyn Schmidt, Northwest 12th Street and West Mill Road, in the amount of $1,505. Weaver's Vale Family Partnership, North 162nd Street and Raymond Road, in the amount of $880. Right of entry agreements between Lancaster County and the Lower Platte South Natural Resources District, North 162nd Street and Raymond Road. There is no cost to the county. Leasehold contracts between Lancaster County and the following: Lonnie Johnson, North 162nd Street and Raymond Road, in a total amount of $20. Rodney DeColsty, South 68th Street and Firth Road, in an amount of $10. Setting of a public hearing on Tuesday, April 5th, 2016, at 9 a.m. in Room 112 of the County City Building regarding a request from the Lancaster County Public Rural Transit for financial assistance from the Federal Transit Administration pursuant to the Federal Transit Act.
Move approval of the consent items.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the consent items. Please call the roll.
Hudkins?
Yes.
Wilchin?
Yes.
Shore?
Yes.
Avery?
Yes.
Amundson?
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Number 7 is public comment. Those wishing to speak on items relating to county business not on agenda may do so at this time.
Gary Aldridge, Lincoln, Nebraska. Some elections resemble clambering a barbed wire fence or kissing another. I may come back to that at another time. For the mediocre or poorly educated Trumpian, clamor equals climb. Wind turbines. I am unsure they are back because turbines, I suspect for some, lurk not far from the surface. Neither I or any relative by blood or marriage has a dog in this fight. They do not sell, do not manufacture, do not site turbines. I accept that a person of reasonable intelligence forms the same mental image as I do of a wind turbine. In theory, a wind turbine is an elegant device. Low or zero pollution, wind, usually around somewhere, rotates a blade and, poof, electrons. In theory, an endless supply. No small matter there. Electrons are pretty darn important in our 1 and 0 base economy. Any similarity between wind turbine and windmill ends with, and perhaps even before the word, wind. The physical aspect of wind turbines has become a classic NIMBY. For some citizens, NIMBY is the only issue because, well, that is the only issue. So variances or permits or zoning is necessary and appropriate. Distilled, the discussion becomes a fight on spacing and the number of decibels that can dance on the head of a turbine. Citizens spoke on the sin and salvation of electricity by wind. Some enthusiastically embrace turbines. Some are tepid. Some enthusiastically reject turbines. I sense the differences do not rise to the level of Abel and Cain. In November, the search was for the Goldilocks factor. Not too much of this and not too much of that, but is it just right? My prediction then and now, turbines may be revisited with tinkering and or nibbling around the edges. My recollection of the last turbine go-around, tongue-in-cheek intended, this board did nothing to prohibit. A determination was made rather to encumber or create certain limits or restrictions. One thing certain in a republic, statute is writ large more in chalk than concrete. What one vote does, another can unravel. Ain't democracy beautiful? The prior argument may have been more about discomfort and pollution. Turbines may be reframed, i.e. economic benefits. Show me the money. The property tax base would or could broaden and or increase. In tandem, landowners would be some better financially. To some, that sounds like win-win, W-I-N. One figure, $700K increases property tax. One figure, $700K increased property tax may or may not be a ballpark figure. Some are unimpressed. For some, $700K doesn't really move the needle that much. That may be a clumsy way to say, for wind, tax revenue is one issue, but not the only issue. About that, I do not disagree. Taxpayers also may think this is a clumsy way to say $700K is a divide between real money and couch change. I look at that figure, $700K, scratch my head and wonder, well, just how much public relations would that purchase? Do I have any time left?
Yeah.
Thank you. LB 742, congratulations. Problems solved. Democracy at times is raucous and messy, and at times democracy ain't beautiful. FYI, I'm told on very good authority there will be 12 additional snows to meet our 30 for the year.
Well, thank you for that encouraging word. Okay.
Next is number 8, announcements. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will hold a staff meeting on Thursday, March 24th, 2016 at 8:30 a.m. in a Bill Luxford studio of the County City Building. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will not hold a meeting on Tuesday, March 29th, 2016 due to the board's attendance at the Nebraska Association of County Officials Southeast District meeting at Eugene T. Mahoney State Park. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will hold their next regular meeting on Tuesday, April 5th, 2016, at 9 a.m. in room 112 of the County City Building, with the Board of Equalization immediately following. County Commissioners can be reached at 402-441-7447 or commish@lancaster.ne.gov. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners meeting is broadcast live. It is rebroadcast on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays on 5 City TV, cable channel 5. In addition, the meeting may be viewed on the internet at lancaster.ne.gov under 5 City TV, video on demand, or 5 City TV on YouTube.
Move we adjourn.
Second.
Moved and seconded that we adjourn. Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Hudkins.
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
Lancaster County Board of Commissioner meeting is adjourned, and let's go now to the Board of Equalization.
Copy of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act is located on the wall at the rear of the hearing room. Additionally, a copy of all written material to be discussed at today's open meeting is available from the county clerk's staff. The material can also be viewed on the county's website at lancaster.ne.gov. Also in attendance this morning is Scott Gaines from the County Assessor's Office. Agenda item 1 are minutes. Approve the minutes of the Board of Equalization meeting held on Tuesday, March 15th, 2016.
Move approval.
Second.
Moved and seconded that we approve the minutes of last week's Board of Equalization meeting. Any corrections? Please call the roll.
Avery,
Yes.
Hudkins.
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Number 2 are additions and deductions to the tax assessment rolls.
Move approval of the additions and deductions.
Second.
Moved and seconded that we approve the additions and deductions to the tax assessment rolls. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Hudkins,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Number 3 is a notice of assessed valuation change for property taxation purposes, and this is for Jean Marie Keister.
These are just the valuation notices for Mrs. Keister to reflect the changes of removing the basement finish.
I'd move approval.
Second.
Moved and seconded that we approve these, this change of the valuation change, notice of the valuation change. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Hudkins.
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Number 4 is a public hearing. This is for motor vehicle tax exemption applications for City Impact, Christ Place, Dialysis Center of Lincoln, Lincoln Church of Christ, People City Mission, Temple Baptist Church.
Okay, we'll open the public hearing then for the motor vehicle tax exemption applications. Is there anyone to speak in support of, in opposition to, or in a neutral position? And seeing none, I'll close the public hearing.
Move approval.
Second.
It's moved and seconded that we approve these tax exemption applications. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Hudkins.
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Next is, number 5, public comment. Those wishing to speak on items relating to County Board of Equalization business not on agenda may do so at this time.
Move adjournment.
Second.
It's moved and seconded that we adjourn. Please call the roll.
Wilchin,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Hudkins.
Yes.
Avery,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion
And-
carries 5-0.
Board of Equalization is closed.